Well, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Short Talks with Ryan, where my goal is to help you encounter God, experience Him, and engage in His mission. Let's get started. So today, we are going to be talking about the when and the where of worship. As we wrap up our little mini-series here on worship, it is so important that we get these two things right. So as we talk about the when and the where of worship, there are two big ways that we can talk about it. And the first is that our worship is not confined to any one place or one time. A lot of times as we think about worship, we think about what goes on in a church building on Sunday morning. And that's good, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But that is not the only time, the only way that we are called to be engaged in worship. So if we think about our definition of worship as celebrating the greatness of God, man, that's not something that's just confined to one place at one time. Celebrating the greatness of God is something that we can do at any time, anywhere. Celebrating the greatness of God is about making decisions that glorify Him. That's how we interact with people. That's the things that we say, the things that we do, the decisions that we make, the choices that we make. Are we making those in a way that glorifies God? Are we doing those in a way that says, hey, God is the most important thing in my life? And that gives us opportunities as we worship Him with our lives to tell other people about His greatness. We can also think about private worship, right? Not what goes on Sundays, but our private worship as our Bible reading, as our prayer time, taking time to grow closer to Him. That's a vital part of what worship is, because the more we come to know Him, the more we learn about Him, the more we appreciate Him, the more we recognize His greatness, so the more we can celebrate in it. So worship is not confined to any one particular place or particular time. We have to see that. We are to be worshiping God with our entire lives. Even while we can and should and must be worshiping God with the totality of our lives, we cannot forget how important it is that we worship together. Public worship, corporate worship. Hebrews 10 verse 25 says, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some. So obviously some people were neglecting to meet together. They said, hey, I'm supposed to be worshiping with my life. I can have my own quiet time and I can just talk to God and everything's good. I don't need to gather together. And He says, hey, don't do that. That's a bad habit. What is a good habit is to come together corporately for worship. It allows us, as He says in verse 24, right before that, to stir one another up to love and good works. As we come together corporately to worship God, to lift up songs in praise of His name, to pray together, to give our tithes and offerings as a sign of our commitment to Him, to hear the preaching of His word. This is a time for mutual support and mutual encouragement. It's an opportunity to pause, to remind ourselves of who and what is most important in our lives, and that is the worship of God. This is an opportunity to learn more about His greatness so that we can better celebrate it. So yes, we must worship with our entire lives, but we must also come together for worship. Both of these things are important. We can't have one without the other, right? If we neglect public worship, we miss a vital command of God, but we also are missing out on growing in our knowledge of Him. But at the same time, if we merely come to public worship, if we merely gather together on Sundays, and that doesn't impact the way we live the rest of our lives, we are missing something very important as well. We need our public worship, we need our private worship, we need our one time and one place worship, and we need our every time and every place worship. You got that? Good. What I want you to do with that, be at church on Sunday morning. Whether that's here at East Main Baptist Church, we would love to see you. Whether that's a local church wherever you are, whether that's another church here in El Dorado, or wherever you might be as you watch this video, find a church to be in on Sunday morning. Make that a priority in your life. But then also take what you learn and apply that to your life. Apply that to how you make decisions. Apply that to how you interact with people. Celebrate the greatness of God with the way you live your life. That too is important. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Wait. One more thing. Have a great week.